What does it take to be a champion? Natural talent. The ability to take a two-wheeled machine to its very limits. Race IQ, winning the battle between ego and self-control. And mental fortitude, the strength to stay focused amongst the chaos, both on and off the track. That's what makes a Moto America champion.
Yeah, I mean, Moto America is an FIM, AMA-sanctioned professional motorcycle road racing series and organization. I like to say we're kind of like the NASCAR of motorcycle road racing, but it's road course racing, so it's not in ovals, it's curves. You see them get their knees down. I mean, it's all about understanding, you know, how to navigate through everything on a track. And motorcycle racing is the best kind of racing in the world because unlike a car, which you can't really affect too much change in a car, but you can really affect things by leaning on a bike, by moving back on a bike, by moving towards the fuel tank. You can affect the handling of the motorcycle. And if there's something that's not doing the way you want it to be doing, you can affect that.
And now with Moto America taking it back over, racing is back popular, really big in the US. Our crowds are back huge coming to all the races. So many manufacturers are back, and it's just been really cool to see the growth of what Moto America is able to do and really kind of saved racing. Now we got guys coming from here going to Moto 2 and going to Europe. And the grids, when you look at the grids, I mean, they're absolutely stocked with talent now.
You know, all those years ago in like 2013, 2014, we had decided to do like a Moto 3 or Moto 2 project for young riders. We thought that there was a real lack of young racers coming up into the MotoGP category. And then the opportunity to acquire the rights to take over AMA Superbike happened in 2015. So we put that on the back burner. The Talent Cup is what it was back then. So all these years later, here we are 11 years later, we're actually starting that idea back up. And it is 2025, so a lot has happened between that time and now. So it's good timing though.
The difference with Talent Cup is these motorcycles are purpose-built race bikes. They're like MotoGP level motorcycles, but kind of a entry level of that. They're made by a company called Kramer Motorcycles, which is in Germany, and then there's a Kramer Motorcycles USA. The bike that they have, it's the Kramer APX 350 MA. It was a motorcycle design. The MA means Moto America. It's a 350cc single-cylinder engine in a purpose-built Grand Prix level chassis and frame. The rest of our classes are production-based motorcycles that we convert into race bikes. So Talent Cup is pretty special, and it's 14 to 21, the age group. Pretty widespread. If you look at a 14-year-old versus a 21-year-old, the disparity in there is crazy, and these kids grow a lot. And even some of the younger kids are pretty tall in the series, but they all ride the same size motorcycle, the same weight of motorcycle, the same make and model. Everything's all the same. So it's all about their racecraft, their ability, and their talent. And it's just an amazing series because it's now being recognized by MotoGP on their program called The Road to MotoGP. And this is part of The Road to MotoGP.
And we're off and we're racing. And you can see everybody trying to get a good start. Looks like maybe it's going to be the 65 of Page who leads us in. No, up the inside, it's going to be Sam Drain.
Come on, buddy. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, go, go, go.
These are race-built machines, as you can see.
Oh, man, both riders get sideways.
Vosper getting a little bit spin, a little sideways on acceleration. This young man comes to the stripe and will take the win.
Yeah, let's go!
I'm just waiting on a hat so he can go.
I'm going.
No, get the cowboy hat.
I'm getting a bit hot.
All right, cool. Ready? You're looking at my camera this whole time.
I just got here. I got here like 10 minutes ago, threw my suit on, and I'm waiting here. So I haven't been really chilling and just like in a rush.
Tad, there you go. Nice. Perfect.
My name is Alessandro, and I race in. I gotta look at her. I forgot. I'm Alessandro DeMario.
Hi, I'm Ian Fraley.
I'm Carson King.
Rusty Garcia.
I'm Sam Drain.
Buddy Page.
Chase Black. And I race for Honda HRC.
And I ride for Estenson Racing.
And my team name, damn, I don't even think I got one.
In the nearly decade that I have been working for MotoAmerica and interviewing riders, the entry-level class is always the most exciting for me because it's where we really start to cultivate and develop talent and see these young personalities and watch how they emerge over the years. For me this year, I think we're seeing the most dynamic, wide range of talent that we've seen. We've got riders like Alessandro DeMario, who has already won a championship in the twins class, and then you've got someone like Ella Dreyer, who this season is the only young woman in the entire class. Then you've got kind of an international flair. You've got Bodie Page and Sam Drain, both hailing from Australia, both with very extensive backgrounds as well, some amateur national championship titles under their belt, but both just 14 years old at the very beginning of the season. And then you have Cody Kopp, who, despite having 3 championship titles to his name in American flat track, making the transition to road racing and trying something new under the guidance of King Kenny himself and Kenny Roberts Jr. For King Kenny and for Junior, it's always been really important to them to provide opportunities for young racers, and Cody Kopp is no exception to that, and they're going to do everything and already have invested so much in getting him prepared for this season ahead and to help continue to grow his talent and hopefully make him one of the great American road racers as well.
We're here at Barber Motorsports Park. The bikes got delivered last night. It's a huge day. We've been waiting for this one for a couple months, and the guys at Kramer, they've been grinding out, I know, countless hours behind the scenes getting these bikes prepared and ready to be shipped.
What size wheels is that?
Width?
What size?
About a 140 or 150.
17?
17s, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday we took delivery of the bikes. Today we're doing a little warm-up, kind of run some oil through them, getting them ready, a couple check-overs, and then we're going to go hit the track with it.
Wow.
Well, you're gonna ride it. You sit on it.
In on this thing.
Well, I tell you what, you may have to cut that off with your helmet. Your helmet's going to be.
Yeah.
They have a different seat cover.
Yeah, we can put a different pad on her.
Right. That's awesome. That's an awesome motorcycle.
Pretty complex.
For a production motorcycle, huh?
It's crazy. Race ready right out of the box.
Yep. There's very few of them. It's probably the only road racer in existence that does that.
Production
in America, yeah.
I grew up at a flat track. Like, it was my livelihood growing up. So the first thing I ever remember is pretty much being at a flat track, walking around the pits, getting autographs from all of Dad's competitors and Dad and everybody, you know. So grew up at a flat track, so it was kind of hard not to want to do it, right? Every kid looks up to their parents, and looking up to Dad, and then we made the transition. I told him I wanted to ride, and I could tell him and Mom both would have been way happier if I was a bass fisherman, that's for sure.
I mean, me as a parent and an ex-racer, I'd never truly wanted to see my kid race for a paycheck. I wanted him to ride bikes and do whatever like a normal kid in life, so I introduced him to motorcycles and everything motorized at a young age. It wasn't racing, it was just a lot of playtime. But as the years went on, you know, next thing I know he's 6 years old and he's wanting to go to a race. Next thing I know, the kid's like chasing me down and I can't catch him. He's not just fast. A lot of kids are fast, you know, just because they have no fear kind of and they can crack the throttle pretty early. But just the skills and talent I saw that he had, I was like, wow, he's definitely got some talent here, you know.
Our first year was definitely tough. Showed a lot of potential, leading a lot of laps that year, just never checking off that first win my rookie year, and then got a call from Red Bull KTM that off season, a couple weeks after the finale, and came out to the season opener and won that one. And for 3 years, we never trailed in points. We had the red plate, so to call it, for 3 years consecutive running. And just off season, we're planning away, trying to go twins racing for 2025. And I get a call from a Havasu number, and I answer. I'm like, "Hello." I'm downstairs actually working on my bicycle, and I'm like, "Hello." It's the King, and I'm 20 years old. I didn't know who was calling me saying they were the King. I didn't know if it was one of my buddies or what. And I'm like, "Who's the King?" And it's like, "King Kenny." I'm like, "Right on. What's going on, Kenny?" It's like, "What's it gonna take to go road racing?" I'm like, "Oh, you want to go road racing?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Let's do it. Easy as that. I'll take a risk." Like, I'm at a perfect point in my career to try something new, and there's no better opportunity in American racing right now here in the States than an opportunity with Kenny Roberts, I wouldn't say.
These Dunlap intermediates are supposed to be as good as the slicks. Yeah.
Q5s?
Yep.
Yep.
So Dunlap guy said, "That's it, man. There's hardly any difference between maybe 2/10 between that and a slick."
Oh. And they'll last a
The
little longer.
key is making this thing work with that.
Yeah.
Is going to be the key. Because without that side grip and without the suspension working, we ain't going to pass anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to pass them down the straightaway, unless we cheat.
We could chop off my legs back here.
I've known Cody. I knew his dad actually before I knew Cody. We were very interested in him coming up through the dirt track and winning. We kept saying he's going to be our next guy. Well, there was no avenue for him to go in road racing. I got tired of waiting for the industry to jump in and start working on America, and so the Kramer came along, I think, at the right time. The problem with the street bikes, you have to have the right street bike. You have to have the right people working on them. You have to have a lot of money. And the Kramer came out, it's like, yes, all of them are the same. Now I can tell the riders who are doing it right and who aren't, all on the same motorcycle. That's the difference. There's not 18 different motorcycles out there and different manufacturers. It's only one motorcycle. It's a great little motorcycle to learn on, and I can see the talent. What I want to see is talent. I don't care about the motorcycle as much as being able to tell the rider's talent, whether he can ride the motorcycle faster than everybody else. It's easy to see on that kind of motorcycle.
This is the start of something new for America that's going to be big, I feel like. Just getting our first look at the bike. It's a smaller bike that's going to be a very controlled class. It's going to be almost spec in a way, so it'll make the racing very tight and close, just like maybe what you see in Moto3 or Rookies Cup, right? And I think it's going to be good, going to teach the kids and myself especially how to race on this type of stuff and how to be aggressive, but aggressive and safe, right? And I think it's a great idea. There's no guarantee how we're gonna do. Nobody knows, right? I've been on track a lot solo lately. So when we go to this first test in Crescent, Texas, it's gonna be an eye-opener, I think, whether we're very far off or right in the mix with the guys, right? Every weekend we gotta keep checking the boxes off. Like Dad and I always said in flat track, there's always a next step to take, and obviously starting from almost ground zero, there's a lot of steps to take. It's a very cool connection they've made, Kramer and MotoAmerica, in conjunction with Dorna, right? They're trying to create the pipeline to MotoGP for American kids growing up, because there's all that over in Spain, all the other countries, they got it going on, and I think it's a great idea. And there's no bigger platform to kick it off at than MotoGP at COTA, so I mean, that's one of the coolest parts about it. We get to race with GP that weekend, so it'll be a very cool experience. I'm excited for it. I think Kramer, just looking at the bike, has done an excellent job, and I'm excited to start spinning laps on it.